dinala ko kayo, in-house care. Sabi ko, itintin namin papagkain mo ha, kapag boxing mo kang ginamit. Yung anak ng
You
Mariela,
have been grinding your way towards the logo. I know we spoke a long time ago. That was a goal here. What does it feel like to even be if you want to play with some type of builds, you can use them for anything. So as far as this build goes, what attributes and badges did you focus on? I know you pay a lot of attention to my player builds, specifically when it comes to badges, so I'd love to hear your insight on that. I focus my points on shooting, basically. I want the max 3. I want the max mid-range. The park, you really don't shoot free throws, so I really don't focus my full attention on my free throws. So an 80 free throw, just in case I play rec, would be good for me. And I also want to be able to rebound and be able to play perimeter defense and a little bit interior defense too. I want my physical stats to be up there. I want to be able to guard the guards, the center, whoever is on the floor. I want to be able to guard. So I want to make sure I have my speed and my acceleration up, a little bit of strength, most definitely stamina, and my vertical gotta be high. I'm trying to glide out there like Zion. As far as the badges go too as well, for shooting, you want to have all the boosts that you can for shooting on the floor. I'm talking about volume shooter, I'm talking about catch and shoot, set shooter, and also two deep range threes is amazing as well too. You want to have, I think it's called like hot start or hot shot. You want to have them badges on because it helps you get your takeover way faster. If you defense, you want to have your clamps, you want to have tireless defender on, I recommend. Also too, you want to have plus defender on, and you gotta have ankle brace on because these guards out here, they're really breaking ankles. All right, so you got this amazing my player, but the big question is, what takeover are you choosing when you build this build? I went with a different perspective. I want to be able to shoot consistently, so I want the precision takeover for sharpshooting, and also too, I want to be able to either put the lockdown takeover on, or if I got a teammate that's not really good at shooting and maybe need help, I will go with that playmaking takeover to help your teammate offensive abilities boost up. I love it. You're a true teammate. You gotta be. So you mentioned the 2s and 3s. What are you running out on the 2K City? Are you out there on 2s? You out there on 3s? You running back? Well, I'm running mainly 2s. I love 2s. But when I do subscriber events and sub events like that I do on my channel, I run 3s because, you know, you get a chance to play with more people. But my favorite thing is 2s. I'm a competitive comp type of person, and I just love 2s. 2s bring that mama mentality to you, that Kobe mentality. So as far as streaks go, what do you think you could get up to in terms of a winning streak on 2s? Before I got to a 30-game winning streak on 2s, I'm working on trying to get to 100, but on a common day basis, I say maybe like a 15 to 20-game winning streak. And we go out there and we play hard. All right, I'm going to issue you a challenge right here on 2K TV. You can't let the people down. I want a 50-game win streak. I love that. I accept the challenge, Chris. I definitely do. For those that don't know your channel, where can people find your content at? You can find my content on YouTube. It's King Jordan 2K. And we've been doing this for a year, and it's just been a blessing. I'm so thankful for my subs. I'm so thankful for the people that support me, and I'm just so thankful for 2K just for seeing me and giving me an opportunity to have a logo and to be able to play with new people, meet new people, and just be in this community. It's amazing. I'm taking some notes, King Jordan. Thanks so much.
The bright lights and tall buildings of downtown Los Angeles setting the scene for us here tonight. Welcome to this Thursday night in the NBA, right here on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan, and joining me tonight, Chris Webber and Greg Anthony, with our Hall of Famer David Aldrich reporting from the sideline. DA, take it away.
Hey, Kevin, if you'll allow a DC kid to be a little parochial right now, while there are some basketball hotbeds throughout the world, Prince George's County in the heart of Maryland is among the finest. A litany of NBA players have come from PG, including Kevin Durant, Victor Oladipo, Markelle Fultz, Michael Beasley, and Quinn Cook. KD said, "It's just in the water." This is what we do. Guys,
Great stuff as always, DA. And a look at the starters for the Pistons. We've got Okafor, LeBron and Davis, the incredible forward pair. The Quick is out there with Dennis Schroeder, and it's Harrell in at the 5 spot. And at the midway point, what stands out, Chris, to you about this phase of the regular season?
Well, Kevin, it's always that the standings are pretty much solidified, the favorites, the cellar dwellers, and this is where the front office will take a hard look at their roster and maybe look to make some moves as well.
And it's the Pistons to start out. Griffin looking around. Inside. The kick out to Rose. Okafor trying to get open. And it's Rose. This time the assist by Jackson.
Oh, uses the threat of his drive to create looks from deep. Rose is such a smart offensive talent.
Schroeder outside. Pass to Davis. Here's the Quick. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline.
And as he gets older, we've seen Derrick Rose coming out of his shell a bit more. Early in his career, he was wary of strangers and the media.
Now, here's Grant. He's coming off a 13-point game against the Warriors in San Francisco.
And don't leave out his rebounding. He had a big impact in that game with all his effort in the glass.
And growing up, Derrick Rose protected by his family from the dangers of Chicago. Then, Greg, after starring at the University of Memphis, he was drafted by his hometown Bulls.
Anointed a savior from day one. You talk about a life under the microscope. Sports writers picking him apart, rabid fans wanting a piece. In a lot of ways, it's probably better for him not playing in Chicago.
The free throw drops for Rose.
I mean, and the resiliency Rose has shown throughout his career is inspiring. I mean, he's someone that just universally is loved by the fans of this game.
Both free throws good from Rose.
Yeah, and Derrick Rose, Kevin, with a new beginning after knee injuries derailed his career. He said, look, if load management had been around back then, he might still be a Chicago Bull.
Now here's Jenkins. 8 points his last outing. It's Schroeder, top of the key. Shot clock at 6. Over Rose. Goes back up. Can't hit that one. Some solid defense from Grant. And here's the fast break. Rose leading the way. Jackson misses.
And Derrick Rose, the youngest ever MVP in 2011. And it was the subsequent year that he sustained that first knee injury.
And if you think back, he was playing over 40 minutes a night on a regular basis, and their team had 2-hour practices, tough ones, on off days. And so how can you keep up that type of demand on your body? Teams now tend to be more cautious with the burden they put on players.
They get the rebound. Grant. And there's 2 points. Working on the glass, paying off that time.
Yeah, coach's pet peeve there. No box out.
Oh, it's simple. When you fail to put a body on someone, you're inviting a breakdown on the defensive glass.
Now here's Jenkins. His scoring has been there on a regular basis. He's averaging more than 14 points a game. Here's the Quick, guarded by Jackson. Griffin grabs the board.
He's as surprised as anyone with that miss. When he's left alone like that, you can usually count it.
Great teamwork punctuated by a strong finish.
Perfect example of how to run the break the right way and get a great look.
James outside. Buries the long-range jumper.
James loves pulling up immediately off the pass. You can't give him any breathing room, even when the pass is coming his way.
And the Pistons decide to take their first timeout right here. They're moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of the Warriors.
Yeah, on the road, you're already a little out of your element. Then the misses from the line become contagious.
And then it starts to become a mental block. You start to think, oh man, I can't miss the next one.
Los Angeles will go for a different look here. Marcus All's checked in for Harrell. Kyle Kuzma comes in for James. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, he's checked in for the Quick. And it's Alex Caruso in for Dennis Schroeder. Now here's Griffin. 14 points from him the last game against the Warriors in San Francisco.
And when he first came into the league, Blake Griffin's dunking made headlines. And while I'm sure he enjoyed that, he was also eager to show that there was more to his game.
And you know, Greg, in the past, Griffin felt at times criticized as being a one-dimensional player.
I tell you, Kevin, I think he's answered those critics. You look at his passing and his development as a shooter, one of the more complete offensive players in the league.
First free throw is good. You know, Greg, we know there's some power finishers in the NBA like Giannis Antetokounmpo, but he complains a lot that he needs to sell contact rather than muscle through it. How do you evaluate those kind of power finishers in the game?
Well, I mean, there's still power will always play a role, especially when you can add in quickness and athleticism. I think you start right there with Giannis. I mean, he's kind of epitomizes that. LeBron obviously is still in that category, and a guy like Kawhi Leonard, he can send you into the stanchion when he gets going downhill as well.
Here's Caruso. Passes it to the Quick. Hits the three-point foul.
And the recognition Gasol has is tremendous. I mean, you can't leave anyone open or he'll find it.
Right outside. Down low. Griffin down low, working on Gasol. Drops in the layup for two.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Yeah, very little resistance. I mean, you have to bring much faster help than that.
All three off the mark.
Not really his best quarter as far as scoring. Let's see if he can eventually get back on track.
Right, the pass to Bay, and the layup's good off the glass.
And their offense already in a flow. Some stellar shooting to jump out to this lead.
Pass to Caruso. And here's Kuzma. The pass to the Quick. Releases from 15. Uses the glass that time, and it's good. The Quick's got his second basket of the night.
Oh, don't forget about this fella for a second. He is the definition of dangerous.
Gasol against Griffin. And he hands that one down right in the face of Marc Gasol.
An artist in the air. I mean, the elevation, the hang time, the strength of Griffin. It's amazing.
Here's the Quick. Off target from three-point range. Luke passes to right, to the middle, and it's blocked. And so the first quarter is in the books. The Pistons on top, up by 7. And we'll get the second quarter underway on the other side of this break. You've enjoyed the broadcast so far, halfway through the first half in this one. And guys, looking at what you've seen so far from the Pistons, what do you think?
An impressive start. They came in with a well-conceived game plan and have executed.
Well, yeah, this is their preferred pace, and it's gotten them out to an early lead.
Here's the Quick. He's coming off a 22-point game against New Orleans. And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor. All fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. On the floor for Detroit, Wayne Ellington is out there with Wright. Then there's Griffin, and it's Luke in at the 3 slot. Here's Wright, following the 3 by the Lakers. Pass to Bay. He kicks to Ellington. 6 on the shot clock. The Pistons need to get off a shot here. Luke can't get it to go. And here's Gasol. He'll bring it up for Los Angeles. Trailing by 4. First chance of the season for them to go up against this Pistons team.
Yeah, an interconference matchup, and these are two teams at different ends of the spectrum as far as the talent is concerned.
Played in with a nice touch off the glass.
And those are the kind of nice inside looks they've gotten here in the first half.
And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Hey, Kevin. Well, Blake Griffin had 2 more knee surgeries last season. Pistons coach Dwayne Casey said that the year before, they rode him like a cheap horse, in Casey's words, to make the playoffs. Griffin acknowledged his load may need managing down the road, saying, "I'm a believer in science. I'm going to listen to them and let them lead the way." Guys?
Smart perspective. David, thank you. Big group substitution here for the Lakers. Harrell, he's checked in for Gasol. Davis comes in for Kyle Kuzma. James checked in for the Quick. And Dennis Schroeder subbed in for Alex Caruso. Now here's Schroeder. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. Jackson against Caldwell Pope.
He operates well in traffic, but still, that's just a tough play to finish. And LeBron James, still the face of the league as he goes into his mid-30s. The impact he's had on this court is really immeasurable.
Yeah, I mean, he's one of the most recognizable athletes in the world. I mean, it's scary to think that LeBron can still turn it on and take over when he needs to. And you know what? Playoff LeBron is a very real thing.
That's good from Harrell. Greg, as a young player, one of your mentors was Patrick Ewing. How valuable was that to have that kind of guy tutoring you, mentoring you as you were just getting in the NBA?
I tell you, he was the consummate professional and really an incredible leader by example. This guy spent infinite amount of hours in the gym in the off season honing his craft, first on the floor, last to leave it throughout his professional career, and that's something he had in common with all the truly greats who ever played the game.
And Caldwell Pope gets the basket.
Excellent court awareness. James has always had terrific instincts as a playmaker.
Schroeder against Rose. Offensive rebound. Okafor.
Oh, the officials are all over that one.
This is his first trip to the line tonight. And he knocks down the first one. Second free throw, no good.
Boy, they would love to grab the lead there, but you can't make them all.
Shooter, that's good. The assist by LeBron. LeBron's got his third assist on the night. The Pistons have gotten off to a rough start here in the second quarter, going just 1 for 5. To the paint. Rose, good. Cruz has got it all tied up now for Detroit.
Look at the muscles of Rose right there. I mean, that's just an outstanding job, accepting the physicality and pummeling his way through.
Now here's Schroeder, who's coming off a 13-point game against New Orleans. Here's Harrell. Outside for Caldwell Pope. 4 on the shot clock. No good. Shot missing. And Detroit the other way now. The next game is in Cleveland, taking on the Cavaliers. And that concludes this long 6-game road trip. Jackson looking around. Denied for the 3rd time. He's 0 for 3. Caldwell Pope outside. 13 feet away. Another shot. And Okafor with the block. And they get it back. The Pistons have gone only 2 of 7 from the field since the second quarter got underway. Grant, that's good.
Well, check out that assist. That's a pair of teammates that are clearly on the same page.
Los Angeles calls timeout.
And team strategies closely guarded. One aspect of the game the fans aren't always privy to.
Yeah, and sometimes it's the most subtle moves that make the biggest difference.
Kuzma's checked in for the Lakers. The Quick comes in for Caldwell Pope. There's 1:17 left in the first half of the game. Here's the Quick. 10 points for him. Kicks to Davis. Here's Schroeder. And the Lakers get it back. That one falls. And 12 points for the Quick.
You know, he's had better starts, obviously, but he's shaking it off here in the second.
Light outside. Now here's Griffin. 6 points for him. Passes to Mikhailuk. Lock at 6 from downtown. Drills it from outside. And the Pistons lead by 3.
But the D didn't do a good enough job on him. He could be an ace when he gets a good look at 3.
Here's the Quick. Trying to come right back with the 3 of his own. But it's no good. Shot and game clock separated by 5. No good from Grant. And here's James. He'll bring it up for the Lakers. Next step for them, the Knicks coming out here to play. That'll be the final game of this 5-game homestand.
As a defender, it's so tough to body up Davis. He'll find a way to get to the bucket and the foul. I mean, that's what AD does.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight.
And he is a cool customer at the line, guys. You've got to be when you're shooting 84% on the season.
One of my favorite bigs in the entire NBA. When Anthony Davis is on the floor, disappointment feeling only.
Davis against Griffin. Here's the 3. That one doesn't drop. And the first half comes to a close in a tie game. We've got more in store for you right after this.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson alongside Shaquille O'Neal. And the Jet, Kenny Smith. Let's get to it. the Lakers' first quarter could have gone much better. A big part of the problem was their defense, an inability to slow down shooters. They gave up a sky-high shooting percentage against. They came out in the second quarter with a lot more energy and with some nice offensive stretches and were able to even things up before the half. Shaq, what'd you think about the Lakers?
I think it was their passing that's kept them in the game. You can see it in their assist numbers. They were very, very unselfish. The ball moving from side to side. Guys making good cuts. It's enabled them to create a lot of chances. As long as they stay on the same page and keep working together, they got a great chance to take control of this game.
Kenny, what'd you think about Detroit?
Well, it's easy to see why they've been the better team offensively. They've been shooting the lights out of the ball. They're running their strong offensive system and making the most of every good shot that they get.
And that's a wrap for our halftime show. The third quarter just about to get started.
And as we get into this third quarter, as we've seen so far, neither team able to create much separation on the scoreboard yet. But Quick has been sensational.
Man, he's been running wild on them through that first half. Absolute dynamite on offense.
And as they can't slow him down, you know what you do? You keep feeding them and feeding them and feeding them. This is the right game plan.
And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during the half. LeBron and Davis, the incredible forward pair. Dennis Schroeder is out there with the Quick, and Harrell's in at the center, filling out the middle. That's the group starting the second half for Frank Vogel. And they take the lead. The Quick's got the lead up to 2 now for the Lakers.
They're consistently finding ways to get the ball inside and taking full advantage.
To the inside, Jackson. Griffin trying to get open. Jackson misses.
Fantastic effort on D to get up in his face and deny the lane.
Hits it from three-point range.
His energy level has never dropped in this game. I mean, he's working his tail off. And the D is struggling to keep up.
Here's Rose. Got a piece of it. And then Griffin with the dunk.
I love whenever Griffin finishes with power. I mean, he's showing he's not to be messed with close to the basket.
And Blake Griffin, the combination of power and agility, that guy is a handful inside.
Yes, yeah, he can finish with either hand. He favors that right block, and he's got an array of moves down there to keep you guessing.
Here's the Quick. 17 points in the game. Here's Harrell. Second shot opportunity. Blake Griffin pulls it in.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that position.
Jackson misses.
That's 1 for their first 4 to start the second half.
And good that time. 19 points for the Quick.
Orchestrating this offense, James. So crafty at distributing the rock.
They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
From deep, Rose. Rebounded by the Lakers. James has got 6 rebounds in the game.
They're having trouble getting going here in the second half. I mean, that's their 4th miss in 5 minutes.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been off.
Now here's Rose. He has 7. He dishes it to Okafor. Grant outside. Rose against Davis. Got it, and the Laker lead has been cut down now to just 6 on the basket from Rose.
A near impossible shot to guard against. Rose continues to torment defenses with the damage.
And the Lakers call time here. Greg, not all drafts are the same in terms of talent. 2019 was a year to remember.
No doubt about it. I mean, transcendent talent at the top. You think of Zion and Ja. Both could be future league MVPs. And the irony is that those 2 guys were teammates in high school. Go figure.
Go figure is right. some changes here for the Lakers. Marcus Hall checked in for Davis. Caldwell Pope comes in for James. And it's Alex Caruso in for Dennis Schroeder. Here's Caruso. He's still scoreless so far in this one. Caldwell Pope on the wing. Ellington defending. Right against Caldwell Pope. Pistons trail by 6. Here's Bay and blocked. That one goes careening off the glass. Caldwell Pope feeling it out of it. The pass to the Crook. Back to Caldwell Pope. Lead pass was put in just the right spot. Caldwell Pope's got the lead up to 8 now for the Lakers. And so it's Wright bringing up the ball for the Detroit Pistons. Outside Griffin. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. It's going to be on Montrezl Harrell.
Yeah, you can't forget about Griffin's penetrating ability. When he does, the defense has to compromise by fouling.
Detroit shooting their 7th and 8th attempts at the foul line tonight.
And on the season, you know, they're hitting about 76%, which is a decent rate.
And the first one at the line is good.
I mean, I'm not the first to say it, and I'm sure I won't be the last, but Griffin is one of the most physically gifted players that this game has ever seen. I don't think there's any doubt about that.
Kyle Kuzma's checked in for Los Angeles. And Detroit with a change here, too. Kyle is checked in. Blake Griffin hits them both. 1:31 left in the third. Here's the quick. 19 points in the game. Here's Caldwell Pope. Good work there as it goes. Caldwell Pope's got 6.
All heart with Caldwell Pope there, using every ounce of strength to muscle that shot.
Wright dishes to Griffin.
Another rebound hauled in. They're hitting the glass with a lot of passion.
They bumped it in and no turn at all. And now it's a 10-point Laker lead.
And with their hot shooting here in the second half, their field goal percentage over 50% now for the game.
Wright the pass to Bay, and he banks in the lane. Bay's got his 2nd bucket of the game to go.
Oh, you have to appreciate the ball movement and the commitment to getting a high percentage look.
Pass to Caruso. And stolen by Wright. And here we go. The Pistons fast break. It's deflected. 6-second difference between shot and game play.
Liking the vision there from Caldwell Pope, looking to get his guys going when they're open.
Pistons trail by 10. Wright outside. We've got 13 seconds left in the third quarter. 5 to shoot. Pass to Griffin. And they call an illegal screen here.
Beyond the leaning, you can see his feet weren't set on that screen. Easy call.
Yeah, even a slight movement is going to catch a ref's eye. I mean, they're trained to focus on that.
Defense doesn't get much better than the mobile one block we just saw on replay.
And those are plays that get you in front and keep you in front.
Here's the quick. From deep.
He just beat the buzzer. He barely beat the buzzer right there.
Wow, what a way to finish up the quarter.
Every once in a while, a prayer like that, silver foul finds the net.
And as we end the third quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it tough to come back. Lakers lead by 13. And we're coming right back. Be sure to stay with us as we get started for the fourth quarter. Now let's take a listen on head coach Dwayne Casey.
Hindi pa tutut ko kasi dapat landing ko pa.
The ball will find the right person. All right, get it from side to side. Don't force it.
I think you can tell he wants his guys to work harder specifically in how they pass the ball.
I mean, it's just basic basketball. When you swing the ball around the floor, it's going to open up.
And 1 quarter to go in a game that to this point has not been an evenly fought contest. And Detroit looking at who they've got. They've got Rose. Also DeJuan Wright is out there. Jeremy Grant is out there with Jahlil Okafor. And it's Bay in at the 4 spot. Since the three-pointer, 29 points for the Quick.
Drills his third three of the half. 15 points from long range.
Over to the wing. Rose against Caldwell Pope. Rose, no good.
Plus 8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
There's the double team with Grant. The Quick passes to Gasol. To the middle. And there's Schroeder. That's good. The assist by Gasol. Gasol's got his 4th assist in this one. Pistons trail by 16. Rose passes to Okafor. Back to Rose. Pistons passing it around. Passes it to Wright. Lets it go with the 3. Rebound the Lakers.
Oh, man, as good of a shooter as he is, it drives him crazy to miss a wide open 3 like that.
And that one's good. Schroeder.
Clearly, he's one of the best there is in the business when it comes to making that lead pass.
Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offense.
Here's Bay. Oh, he blocked it with a flex off the backboard. Inside, here's the Quick. The rim-rattling two-handed jam.
Well-rounded effort, and they show no signs of letting up.
Yeah, and it hasn't just been the offensive output. They're putting in the work at the defensive end as well.
Now, here's Grant. Rose looking around. And again, unable to change momentum here. Los Angeles leading by 20. Schroeder outside. And there's the pass to Davis.
And being that close to the hoop, I thought he had enough room to finish that one.
It's stolen by Schroeder. And now the pass breaks. Schroeder with the ball.
Well, if you don't take care of the ball, fellas, that's what can happen.
Absolutely, Greg. That makes the turnover even more painful.
Yeah, going defense to offense in an instant. Every team now calibrated to do that.
Now a timeout called by Detroit. Now we know the TV networks have brought more revenue, Greg, to the NBA. The expectation is for another bump when they renegotiate in 2023.
You know, at the same time, though, Kevin, with all the cord cutters out there, the league looking to make the game more accessible to those fans. I expect that to be a big part of this next deal.
Right, on your tablet, smartphone, or your computer. A moment to present the New Balance Player of the Game, the Quick.
Hey, guys, no doubt who our pick was going to be. He's made everyone else on the court look like they're playing at half speed. It's been total domination, and you can't help but just sit back and admire that performance.
He sure has given this crowd a treat tonight. This kind of performance only cements his status as a fan favorite. Okafor, the pass to Griffin. And he's going up for the alley-oop. And it's Okafor missing.
no matter what looks they get, they just can't convert to stop this run. No, doing anything they can to stop the bleeding, but so far they've had no answer. And he might be small for a center, but boy, can he jump out of the building.
Outside Rose to halt the run. Goes back up. Tries yet again. And Okafor with the layup.
And that's why you never stop working in the paint at either end of the floor.
A bit under 3.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth. Here's the quick, guarded by Jackson, and finished off by Davis.
Oh, the timing Davis has. He has a sense for when to rise up to slam down the alley-oop.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest, just a total obliteration, if you will, and you can safely say mission accomplished now for the Lakers.
As one-sided as it gets today, you know, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin, it's hard to think of what didn't go right for them. Game planning by the coaches, execution by the players, everything was just on target.
And on the year, this will turn out to be win number 34 for them.
And so they win their first game against this squad. It's a 2-game season series, and they'll be going for the sweep the next time they face off.
And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for the Quick.
He was doing everything right, and the points came in bunches. Definitely had the hot heat.
So Detroit ends up going with the new group. And that one falls for Anthony Davis. There's 47 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Hayes the pass to Ellington. And Davis pulls it down.
Even with no one on you, it's hard to shoot off balance like that. Sometimes you just got to go straight up with it.
Lakers passing it around. Horton Tucker, the pass to Davis. The kick out to Matthews. 4 on the clock, and that one falls coming off of Davis's speed.
And it's just competing. You know, giving your best when it matters most.
Well, this is what guys play for, and when it pans out like this, it's a great feeling.
And so it's the Lakers taking care of business here. And the outcome of this one was never in doubt.
And boy, they really put in a supreme effort. It just felt like once they had that lead and it was comfortable, they were not going to relinquish it.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. LeBron, what is your sense of how the team is playing at the moment?
We have a good thing going right now, and we want to try to keep it going. And the best part about tonight's game was the defensive end. We defended, and we shared the ball, and that's a good ingredient to a win.
It was working at both ends, LeBron. Thank you for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. And that'll wrap it up, folks. For David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and Chris Webber, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for watching the NBA on 2K Sports. We'll see you next time.
Katipa ko wala ka man. Sige na nga mo. Maus ko sagli ka mari. Ano? Eh.
Sending blessings, I've been praying for my pastor, yeah. This a dream of the team, won't mess it, yeah. We gotta get it, take the caution, game, let us go complaining. Why be living, they don't